it's incomplete and not looking nice. So the Bryce says kosher. But Rabbi had a shaila. Niktam Moshe erev Yom Tov, but also tomorrow be Yom Tov. Let's say it got cut off erev Yom Tov, but then on Yom Tov, boom, it grew this tomorrow. Now it's is it good or is it not good? Now why would it not be good? Mao, what's the halacha? Yesh dichlei etzel mitzvahs. Is there a concept of being pushed away by mitzvahs? We know by karbanos that once something is pushed away, it's no good. Even if it once again becomes good, it's over. Hashem doesn't work. So what happens in mitzvah? So the mitzvah was at one point something not right for a mitzvah, not fitting for a mitzvah. If that reason went away, do you say it's pushed away or not pushed away? That's a shayla. Kiseu v'nizgalo, if somebody covered the blood of a wild animal or a bird after you shechted it, and then v'nizgalo became revealed, halacha is patur l'chasa, is patur from covering it up. Kiseu ruach, but if the wind took earth and covered it up, then chayav l'chasa is your mechuyev to cover it up. And on that, this mission of Chulun, Bama Rabba Bar Chana Amar V'Yechinon, Lo Yishanu, they didn't teach that it's chayav when the wind takes the earth and covers it. They didn't say that you're chayav to do it yourself. Ela shechazer v'nizgala, only if it became revealed once again. Avo lo chazer v'nizgala, but if it did not become revealed, patur malachas, you're patur from covering it up for good. You're done. And on that, but we delved into this. We discussed it. Ki chazer v'nizgala, when it goes ahead again and becomes revealed, Amay chayav l'chas is taka. Why are you chayav to cover it? Hayol v'idchi. Once it's pushed away, it's pushed away. Once the wind took the earth and covered it, it should be pushed away. And on that, Papa says, this tells us, Ein dichli etzel mitzvahs. There's no pushing away when it comes to mitzvahs. Even though the wind took the earth and covered it up, okay, at that point, you couldn't do it. But now that it went away, it's not pushed away, you can go ahead and do it. So why do Rabbi Yirmiyah have this whole major question? Why didn't he figure it out from this mission of Chulun like Rav Papa? The Gemara answers, Rav Papa gufni boyle. This, that Rav Papa himself said, mi boyle was a question to him. The lay here is Rav Yirmiyah. It was a question to him what Rav Papa said. Why? What was the question to him? His question was, Nifshit Pashat Lay, was it Pashat, when you say lay here, it means to the Tan of the Mishnah Chulin. Was it Pashat to the Tan of the Mishnah Chulin, De'ein Dichui Eitzel Mitzvahs, that there's no pushing away that when it comes to mitzvahs, Leishna L'Kula, Leishna L'Chumra, no matter what, whether it turns into Kula, whether it turns into Chumra, across the board, that's the halacha. Edilma Sukim Esavkali, maybe it was a suffix to the Tan of the Mishnah and Chulin. Ula Chumra, when it came to Chumra, like covering it again, go cover the blood again, you never know, maybe you have to. Okay, Amrina, we say that there's no Dichui. But L'Kula, to say leniency, that your hadas is still kosher, Amrina, we wouldn't say it. So therefore, maybe it wasn't ever so clear. That was a Yirmiyah's question. He ends up, let it stand. We don't have an answer to the question. What story? Do we hold Dichui by mitzvahs, or do we not take Dichui in some mitzvahs? That's the Gemara Shiloh, and the Gemara says Teiku. This is what we're up to right now. So the Gemara says, we're on Lam Gimel and Aleph in the middle of the page. The Gemara says, Leimo Kitanoi. Shall we say it's a machlokes Tanoi? This idea, if it's such a thing as Dichui by mitzvahs, pushing away by mitzvahs, is it possible to say it's actually a machlokes Tanoi? Okay, get ready for this. Get ready for this brisa. The brisa says, "Ovar v'likton pasal." Okay, what's this referring to? We learned in our Mishnah that if a hadas has more berries than leaves, it's pasal. Okay, a hadas has to have more leaves than berries. If there's too many berries, no good. What did the Mishnah say? You could pull off the berries. You can't do it on Yom Tov. You're allowed to pull them off before Yom Tov. What happened was a guy forgot to do Erev Yom Tov. So his hadas is full of berries, and it's no good. So what's the halacha if on Yom Tov the guy went ahead and he was over and he actually went ahead and pulled them off? He pulled them off. What's the halacha? Ovar v'likton. He was over. He did an avera. V'likton, and he actually pulled them off. Like means he harvested it. He's not eating it. He's just pulling them off. What do you say about this hadas? No good or good? What would you say? Anybody have a avar v'likton? What would you say? On Yom Tov. What's good? Why? On Yom Tov. No. Now, first of all, why is it there to do it on Yom Tov? Tikkun mana. The Rabbanan said you're not allowed to you're not allowed to make a kli or like fix up a kli. So sometimes it's derisive. But even Rabbanan came along and said, if something looks like you're fixing or making a new kli, a new item, that's possible. Especially here, this hadas was possible. Now you made it kosher. It's like a tikkun mana. You're fixing an item. So you're not allowed to do such a thing on Yom Tov.
Can it be the same machlokes of whether you can do a mitzvah on above the air or not?
Well, it's something.
Meaning it should be the same machlokes.
By the way, very good. The Mefarshim asks, excellent. We're not going to get into this, but some people ask, why is not mitzvah above there? It should be possible.
Yeah, but there was someone who held no.
True. But for some reason, this Gemara does not assume it's a mitzvah above there. They ask, it's a good question. They ask this question. I don't know what the answer is even. I can come up with my own answers, but they hold it's not a problem, it's above there. The question is, though, if a guy went in and was over and did it on Yom Tov, what would be the halacha? He didn't have Avera. But would he be able to do it? You have to eat it, let's say. Yeah, because you made the hadas kosher. You made it kosher. Yeah, but now you fixed it. I didn't
do it.
Let's say the guy didn't eat it. He did it, snipped off the berries, having in mind that he wants to use the hadas. What's the halacha? So we have a machlokes. The first mandamer says, Pasal, Divrei Rabbi Elazar ben Tzadok. Rabbi Elazar, the son of Tzadok, holds that hadas is pasal. And we'll get to the reasons why. The Chachamim makshir. The Chachamim say it's kosher. That's the brisa. A guy was over. He did not do the right thing, but could he use the hadas? Machlokes. By the way, Rabbi Elazar ben Tzadok, we don't really know much about Rabbi Elazar, but his father Tzadok was world famous. He's mamish a famous Tana. He's the famous Tana who survived Purim by Sheni. One of the things that Rebbe and Zakkai asked for was to spare Yavna and to spare Mishim and Gamliel and to spare Tzadok, to find doctors to heal Tzadok. And Tzadok fasted for 40 years for the Churban. He only ate at night. He was totally, his whole body was gone. The man was gone. He fasted for the Churban. So this is Rabbi Elazar ben Tzadok. So that's the machlokes. Okay, what do you see from this vice? So the more to get into it, we're going to pull out from here. It's machlokes is not about dichli. The mitzvahs are not dichli mitzvahs. Savruha. Savruha means they thought to say, which means damiroim. Damiroim, we're discussing this brisa. Savruha. This is what they thought to say to explain this machlokes. First of all, they made the assumption, the kuli alma, that everybody agrees. Lulav ein sarech eged. A lulav does not need to be bundled. What does that mean? We know that the esrog stays separate from the lulav hadas and the ravas. But do the lulav hadas and rava need to be bundled or not? What do? We all bundle them. We'll see why, but that's the halacha. But there's machlokes tanoim if lulav sarech eged or no. Somebody hold the esrog, hold the lulav, the hadas, and the ravas. I just hold all three separately in my esrog. Or they have to put them tie them up, or put them into a kaichkula, or put them into these fancy things. What are you supposed to do when it comes to, does it need eged or not need eged? Not to be confused with the bus company. It's just show up with eged. Why do they call it eged? The good or like together, maybe eged, because that's what comes something you together. Maybe on a bus, eged. So everybody will do a main sarach eged. That's number one. Okay, why is that important? What does that have to do with anything? So you need another introduction to this Gemara. You ever heard of the rule, Ta'aseh v'lo min ha'aseh? Okay, there's a rule. We'll look at the pasuk inside. Take a look at letter base in the Torah Shalom. Letter base. It says, Chag HaSukkos Ta'aseh v'chol Shivas Yamim. The Yom Tov of Sukkot you should make for yourself. You should make for yourself a sukkah. Shivas Yom 7 days. But also when you gather the garmcha u'bi'ifecha from your granary and from your wine vats. There's halacha. You have to make a sukkah. Ta'aseh. You have to make a sukkah. You can't have a sukkah that was pasal and became made by itself. I'll give you an example. Let's say you build a sukkah in your backyard. Beautiful sukkah. You put the scarf on, you built the walls. You know what the problem is? There's a tree right on top. And we know you're not yet, so there's a tree covering all of them. So what do? Remove. Cut the tree down. Is your sukkah a good sukkah or not? Is it kosher? The halacha is no good. Why is it no good? Because asa, you have to make a kosher sukkah. The loy min ha'asri. It can't be from something that's already made, that you did some external thing to make it happen. Yes.
gonna say, you
Cut the
pick it up
tree,
off the-
pick up the schach, you shuckle it, whatever, and then you put it down. By the way, it's not just by sukkahs. Anywhere the Torah says tasa, tzitzis has it. If your tzitzis, let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say you put four. Let's say your garment is not four cornered. It's circular on the four sides, and you go ahead and you cut it, and you make it like an L shape, like corner on your beged. Oh, and it's already there. Yid said, no. You have to remove the tzitzis and put them back on. Your tzitzis have to be tasa onto a four corner beged. You can't back. In the back way.
But doesn't it have to be done by hand? Am I wrong?
It was done by hand, but now.
No, I'm saying as part of the process, maybe that has to be done
It
by
could be.
hand. I
Yeah,
don't think there's machines.
yeah. So you'd have to make it by hand. It's called tasa v'leimanase. Okay. Once we know that, now let's think about this Gemara for a second. Let's say a lulav needs to have eged. It needs to be bundled together. So when is the mitzvah like tasa? When do you make the mitzvah happen? When you take adasim and put together with your lulav adasim ravis, that's when sort of made into a dover shal mitzvah. Before that point, you pick up a hadith, it's nothing. It only becomes a chetza shal mitzvah once you make it into a bundle. So you might have said, if I make my lulav bundle and adasim have too many berries, if I start pulling them off, the berries, and don't redo the bundle, it's going to be possible regardless. Because I have to make my dalamina. I have to be tasa. I have to make that the lulav, adas, and ravis are together in the bundle. If you'll tzarech eged. So the fact that I rip off the berries while it's in its eged, maybe it's a problem. Tasa b'leimanase. Right? Maybe it's a problem. And maybe that's the machlokes here about tasa b'leimanase. So right away the Gemara says, the Maram who learned this Mishnah, they assumed that both these Tanaim, they hold lulav ein sarach eged. That's not what's going into play over here. It's not that you already made the bundle, and now that you made the bundle, it was done already, but it's not kosher. So when you pick off the berries, the reason why it's not kosher is because you have to redo it again. Maybe that's what the machlokes is about. Says the Gemara, no. Everybody holds lulav ein sarach eged does not need to be bundled. So it's not about tas of lenos. Then the Gemara goes a step further to understand the machlokes tanaim. Even if you want to say, even if you're interested in saying that tzarech eged, maybe they both hold you do need eged. Maybe they hold of a concept that your lulav and your hadas ramas need to be bundled. But still, they hold lo yalfina lulav in sukkah. We do not learn out the lulav from the sukkah. Because it says in the pasuk by sukkah, by it, tasa. It says in the pasuk you have to make it. And we make a drasha, v'leimanase, but not from what's already made. You have to make it, already. You have to make it when it's kosher, not take it from what's already made and just do some external thing. So even if you hold lulav tzarech eged, they hold this whole thing of tasa v'leimanase only applies by sukkah. Never says a pasuk of tasa by lulav. And we don't learn out sukkah from lulav. We don't learn lulav from sukkah. We don't learn it out. See, either way, his point is, this machlokes tanaim has nothing to do with tasa v'leimanase. That's not what they're referring to. Either because they hold lulav ain't sarach eged, even if they do hold eged, it's only a din by sukkah, and they don't hold it applies by lulav. It doesn't say tasa by lulav. Okay, so what's the machlokes then? If you pull out these berries, what's the machlokes? Says the Gemara, my lav, b'hakim b'fli. Is it not that this is what they're arguing in? Demand the pasal, the one that says pasal, which is a blazer ben Savid, Savar, he holds, Amrina yesh dichrei etzel mitzvahs. He holds that we say that you do push away by mitzvahs. Once a mitzvah is pushed away, it's pushed away for life. If you started sukkahs with your hadas has berries on it more than its leaves, if you go ahead and you remove them, it's too late. It was doicha. It was already pushed away on Yom Tov. And once it's pushed away for life. Uman the machshir, and the one that says it's kosher, which is the chachamim, savar, they hold, lo yamin yesh dichrei etzel mitzvahs. We do not say that when it comes to mitzvahs you push away. When it came into sukkah, it said there are too many berries. Okay, it was no good. But now that you pick them off, it is good. And that's the machlokes tanaim. In Avar V'Lichta, the guy was over on Yom Tov when already was chal already. They did mitzvah of Hashan, of Hadassah, and Lulav. The guy went and picked the berries. What's the story? The Elazar ben Tzaddik says, Yesh dichei etzal mitzvahs. Once it was pushed away, this is no good. Even if you resolve the issue, it's gone for life. And the Chacham say, no, it's kosher. It's kosher because it's a mitzvah. It's not karbanas. It comes to mitzvahs. At one point it wasn't kosher. Now it is kosher. And that is the machlokes. So the Gemara wants to say, this whole idea of dichei etzal mitzvahs or not, it is possibly a machlokes tanoim. Machlokes tanoim. The Gemara says, no. You have no proof that this is machlokes tanoim. Could be got it wrong. Maybe the kuliyama, maybe everybody agrees. Everybody says we don't hold of dicha by mitzvahs. By mitzvahs, whenever it's resolved, you can do the mitzvah. So what's the machlokes? V'hacha b'meilaf lulav b'sukkah k'mefagi. They're arguing whether we learn that lulav from sukkah regards to the rule of tasav leimin also. That was the machlokes. Mar Savar Belazar holds yalfina lulav b'sukkah. We do learn that lulav from sukkah. Umar Savar the Chacham hold lo yalfina lulav b'sukkah. We don't learn that lulav from sukkah. Means everybody holds that mitzvahs have no dichui, and once it's resolved, it's resolved. The question is, once you make your eged, and they hold, let's say you do need eged. Once you made the lulav and your hadas and ravas, and you put it together, it's too many balls kosher. It can't be made afterwards. So it's possible right now to undo the bundle, rebundle again. That's what possible means. Undo the bundle and rebundle again. And the Chacham say, no, who cares? We don't say tasav leimin say only by sukkah, not by lulav. So even though you bundled it together, when you remove the berries, now it's kosher, so it's fine. That's one answer. The Baisema, another thing you could say if you want, that there's no machlokes about dichud b'mitzvahs, is isir lulav tzarich eged. Even if they all hold that lulav does need eged, and kuliyama yalfilu lulav v'sukkah, and everybody agrees you're not lulav from sukkah that needs to be tasa, then you know what they're arguing about? The hacha lulav tzarich eged k'mifli. They're arguing about the whole idea of a lulav needs to have eged to be bundled. That's what they're arguing about. They're arguing about this machlokes tanoim. This is a very important machlokes tanoim. The Tanya went from the Brayso, lulav bein agud bein she'ena agud kosher. A lulav, whether you bundle it together with the das and the ravas, whether you don't bundle it together, kosher. That's the Tanya holds. Then Yehuda says, no, agud if you bundle it together, kosher. She'ena agud if you don't bundle it together, pasul, it's pasul. It's a machlokes tanoim. My time of Yehuda, what's Yehuda's reasoning why it has to be bundled? Yolef lekicha me'agudas ezev. They learn out, he learned out Gzeir Shava, the word lekicha and the word lekicha. From agudas ezev, the bundle of ezev. Ezev is like grass or haisap. Basically, when they brought the Korban Pesach in Mitzrayim, they took the blood of the Korban Pesach and they dipped a bundle of haisap. Agudas ezev, a bundle of ezev, which is haisap, a greenery, and they took that and they sprinkled it on the doorpost of the house, on the lintel. Okay? And it says over there, aguda. And also says the word lekicha. So we learn that at Gzeir Shava. Ksivach, it's written here by the Dalaminim, you should take it for yourself on the first day. Ksivach is written there by the dipping of the blood, the haisap into the blood. It says, you should take a bundle of haisap. Mala, lon aguda, just like over there, it's a good, it's a bundle. Avkan aguda, so here it's a bundle. It's Gzeir Shava. Here it says lekicha, and over there it says lekicha. So see over there it's with a bundle. Here it's also with a bundle. If you just said you have Gzeir Shava, v'rabbanan, what rabbanan? Let's do lekicha. They don't have this Gzeir Shava. Not every you can't make your own Gzeir Shava. You have to hear it from your rabban. They didn't have it from their rabban, so they didn't hold of this Gzeir Shava. So really, we have a whole other way to explain the machlokes. Either you could say the machlokes is about Elazar bar Tzadok holds that really he holds there's no dichut, and number two he holds we do not tasav leimin. His point is there's a little tzarich eged or not tzarich eged. That's what the machlokes is about, not about dichut by mitzvahs or not dichut by mitzvahs. So and it's the same machlokes between Yehuda and the Tanakh. That is the machlokes. And therefore, if you're over v'likdan, if you go ahead and you pick them off while they're in a bundle, so if it needs to be bundled together, it's possible because it's not tafsel. And if you also doesn't be bundled together, then you could pick them off. We'll just end up with 3 more lines. The rest of the Gemara is very easy. The Gemara is a question now. Man tan the Tan Rabbanan. Who's the tan of that which a Brisa says? What does the Brisa say? Lulav mitzvah loida. Lulav's a mitzvah to bundle it. If you don't bundle it, kosher, it's still kosher. Who's the tan of this Brisa? Mani, who is it? If you don't bundle it, then why is it kosher? My mitzvah cover. What mitzvah did you do? Why would the Brisa say it's a mitzvah to bundle it, but if you don't do it, it's still kosher b'di'evet? Who's that like? If it's Rabbi Yehuda, you don't have to bundle it. Sorry, you know that you do have to bundle it. If you don't, it's not kosher. And it's the Rabbanan, they say you don't have to. So what's the mitzvah to do it? The Gemara answers, V'olam Rabbanan. Really, the time of the Brisa is the Rabbanan. Mitzvah, and it still is a mitzvah to bundle it, even though you don't have to. You should because of the pasuk. This is my God, and I will beautify it. We said this by the Shir Sayam. And we learn out from here that the way to beautify Hashem, how you beautify Hashem, is by beautifying mitzvahs. Have a beautiful lulav, have a beautiful tzitzis, have a beautiful sukkah. Bundling the lulav and the rava and adasim is considered a beauty. And we'll stop over there. So we're coming out with halacha ma'isa, by the way. We pass the lulav does not mean heged, but it's still a mitzvah to do it like that. And that's why we're careful to do it in as a bundle. Stop over here.
I thought because you take lulav and answer